Hey everyone, this is Arado and I'm just recording from my stream to cover the banners I missed doing a review just so I can provide my input real quick. Hopefully it's still helpful for anyone who's still undecided with the banner. So with the wrestling banner, we have Pink Tiger, we have Urpina, and then we have Azami. So personally, for me, the star of the banner would be Urpina, mainly because she covers a lot of the major elements, slash and blunt in particular. And then she also has this unique BP at the start of the first few turns in a battle where she gains a lot of BP. So that allows her to either use her counter, torrent from the UDX style. You would be able to use counter as much as possible, or you would be able to do um, her skill number 3 for turn 1 and turn 3, I believe. But ultimately, the good thing about Urpina is she is very flexible in terms of farming. And you know how we have global exclusive already where um, she is really good in farming. That kind of steps up her farming capability now with Blunt Element. And if you choose to use this style of Urpina for counter battles, like say in the current World Tower or in the future AI battles, this would excel really well because for counter battles, it's usually the first few turns that are very critical, and if you're able to take down as much enemies as possible, being able to use counter as much as you can, then that would be really helpful and making your chance of winning that battle higher than the usual method. So she has high battle tension, so that's 20% attack. And then she has heroine power, so attack boost, large effect, and then recovers BP plus 2. So both of those 3 times per battle at every start of turn. And then she also has a very high chance, so I think very high chance is 50% to gain BP plus 2 as well, and then strength. So she has a lot of BP battery in her, especially in the first 3 turns. So take that into consideration whenever you use this style for any content, whether it be farming or hard content. So she would be usable either way. The downside for this style would be not having any defensive capability. So the next one in the priority would either be Azami or Pink Tiger. So I went for Pink Tiger because Emilia, Saga Frontier 1 fan. So Emilia has some changes in global where she has an extra where's that? Extra 15% I believe attack on full HP. So with that and high weak tension, whenever she uses her gun skill, it kind of does a tad more damage than Onsen Emilia style. So the Saga Onsen. Initially, the style as it is in JP for Pink Tiger, um, quoting Astalot from JP Group, he or she said that the damage for gun for Pink Tiger is equal to Onsen Emilia. So now with the extra 15%, of course, it gives her more damage. And on top of the 15% passive, she also got, I believe, 20% more dex. So that equates to, again, more damage if she equips gun skills. Other than that, without her gun skills, she is just a boss farmer with turn 1 SSSS blunt damage. The downside as well with Emilia is she's kind of stuck with blunt element unless you have the global exclusive where she can cover thunder element as well. And then Azami. So Azami, I would say, is unfortunately the my least priority of this banner, because she has finishing hold A, which is mainly for boss farming, and then she has column farming with 6 BPA damage. So this is as per standard with the new row and column farming. Eventually, the new standard would be for 6 BP, it's going to be S damage rather than A. So, and again, the downside with wrestler Azami is being stuck with blunt damage unless you have global exclusive Azami where you could have slash and pierce damage as well. She is also lacking in the AoE department, so having global exclusive Azami might help you decide on whether you want to go for Azami as well from this banner. Personally, I would go for Urpina and then call it a day. But my result for the gacha for this banner is I pitied Urpina, unfortunately. I got Pink Tiger early. I got 4 off banners along the way. I got Azami on the last multi, and then I pitied Urpina. That's how much I really wanted Urpina from this banner. So yeah, that's my thought for the wrestling banner. Hopefully that helps you decide on that. The second one is the reprint banner, which is Liam, Bune, third Bune, global exclusive Claudia, global exclusive Annie, and Father. So start off with the easiest one, Father. So if you go for Saga Soul Mask, it's a good thing to have Father because you would be able to inherit Great Adventure. So the way Great Adventure works is it would buff Father with defense boost 3 times. So defense boost, as discussed in my previous video, that it would stack however much you would cast it on a character. So having that defense boost as well as the taunt would be able to allow Mask, the Saga Soul style, to be able to tank better, whether it be taking damage for the team or, you know, he still has a high chance of being able to cover a party member. So either way, he's able to tank a damage. So that's the main purpose why you would go for Father. If you want to go for Mask as your tank, then definitely consider getting Father from the reprint banner. Next one is Third Bune. So Third Bune is really good in AoE dex debuffing. So right now there is not much AoE dex debuffer other than Bune and Undine. So global exclusive Undine with the floating lanterns. The main reason why you would want to pull her is if you have, so if you need an AoE dex debuffer, so that would help you crawl through Spiral Corridor if anything. And then if you have second Bune, that second Bune got changed in global where it has she has a power charge 3, so she's able to use a Trinity Blaster on turn 1 for boss farming or whatever. So here's the catch with Bune. If you're pulling her mainly because of AoE dex debuffing, if you can wait for a couple more weeks, then we should be able to receive the Christmas banner. So Christmas banner should have Noelle, Final Empress, Bokwon, and I forgot if there is a fourth character. But definitely, so the reason I mentioned Bokwon is that's the start of Hammer being the source of AoE dex debuffing. So Hammer would start having a Mirage hit, which is an AoE and dex debuffing. And Christmas Bokwon would start with that. Eventually, Wedding Constance from Romancing Saga 1 would have that same skill as well. So yeah, if you're pulling mainly because of AoE dex debuffer, and if you can wait, I think, especially if you have the other characters in the reprint banner, it would be best to wait for the Christmas banner and get Christmas Bokwon. Christmas Bokwon is pretty good in my opinion for a Hammer character and would be able to help you with Remembrance Battle for Hammer later on. So that's for Third Bune. For Liam, as you know, a lot of the challenges are designed around Liam being the DPS. He is not really required for you to clear the content. It would just make your life so much easier with doing damage to the boss. But if you choose not to get Liam, it's totally understandable. There are some people I know from the global group who wants to play the game without Liam. So um, if you it just gets harder, the bosses at this point, where finishing, just like in any Saga game, finishing a battle as fast as you can is the way to go. And if you are unable to handle the DPS needed to take down the battle as fast as possible, then you would have to think about how to mitigate, or how to deal with the tricks that the bosses have up their sleeves. So that's one thing that you would have to consider if you choose not to pull for Liam. So as you know, Liam, the system for him is to keep on charging revolvers, whether it be wind revolver or the ice revolver from the S style, and then keep on using anti-material shot or a quick draw to keep on hitting the enemy until it's dead, basically. So that's why when Remembrance Battle started, I suggested for gun to be the first weapon that you fully upgrade to SS. Excuse me, because um, gun users would benefit, especially with Liam's style where wind revolver does weak damage. Gun users definitely benefit from this. That's why um, Emilia with bullet dance, or with global exclusive doll having bullet dance as well, they can benefit as well from that gun, because of how the damage is being calculated for guns. Okay, global exclusive Claudia. So global exclusive Claudia is pretty solid for bow. She would be useful, especially with knowing that Deathmaster is just around the corner. So Deathmaster is the third of the Remembrance battle we're going to have. Um, it would be good to have this Claudia if you have the UDX style, because this one with the Reverie Tri-Shot would do really good damage. However, one thing I shared with one of a good JP friend of mine who plays Global, um, I shared the damage compare I did with Summer Therese, Global exclusive Therese with double Phoenix Arrow. Apparently, Therese was able to do better damage than this Claudia doing Reverie Tri-Shot. So take that as you will. If you need both Therese and Claudia, definitely pull for this style. Right now, she can be a one-shot AoE and single target farming. One shot for single target as well with Heartseeker Plus, not just Heartseeker. So you gotta train this, and then it becomes an SSS pierce damage for 10 BP. So yeah, that's global exclusive Claudia. And lastly, global exclusive Annie. So global exclusive Annie always has a 25% chance to counter with colorful slash. The good thing about colorful slash is if RNG is in with you on the battle and you countered a lot with colorful slash, then Annie would be able to take down the battle as fast as she can with all the AoE counters, and then she keeps on buffing herself with all stats. But again, playing with RNG and a 25% chance, in my opinion, it's a little low. But again, playing with Annie and with the A style having the parry inherited to this style, you would be having fun with the tanking, given that you're not as frustrated with the battle that it takes so long for Annie to do the counter. Other than that, Annie has some agility self buffing, and again all stats buffing. If the downside for this Annie is if the boss can do a buff break, meaning if you reach a certain threshold that the enemy would cleanse your buffs, then this Annie wouldn't be able to shine as good as any other bosses. So yeah, that's the reprint banner. Like I said, for the if you pull for mass, definitely consider getting fodder, but it's not really required. It just improves the farming capability for fodder by a lot because of the defense boost and the taunt capability. Liam having the biggest picture here is the hint that Liam is definitely the real catch here if you still don't have Liam or you're a new player. Bune third Bune, global exclusive Annie and Claudia. they're kind of situational, especially for Bune, where a dodging strategy is already kind of not as used anymore as it used to be. And if you're up for just AoE dex debuffing, that there is an upcoming character with a higher value with Christmas Noel, Final Empress, and Bokwon, with Bokwon having Mirage hit with AoE dex debuffing as well. Claudia and Annie, they do their own stuff. They're pretty good if you get them. If not, it's totally fine to skip. And the I wanted to cover real quick the stream from the upcoming 4 year anniversary for JP, where they're wanting to introduce Romancing Fest characters, where old Romancing Fest characters, according to one of my viewers, Mr. Sun, um, where old units would be able to you would be able to pity old units in a Romancing Fest banner. So I'm not sure what the exact details on that. We will see once JP hits 4 year anniversary. So take that as you will. If any of these units are something that you are able to wait until that system is available in global, and take that with a grain of salt, because again, that's happening in JP. That doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to happen in global. We might have a different system in global, or not have that system at all. So if you wanna chance it and wanna gamble where you're expecting that feature to come to global, then yeah, totally reprint banners for Romancing Fest would be skippable. If not, then I would say it's still a good investment for you to pull Father or Liam, especially if you went for Saga Soul Mask. Um, Thank you so much. I know this is a long video, and this is a different format than what I'm used to, because I'm trying to cover it as I'm doing my stream. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and hopefully this is still able to help any of you undecided with the banners. Right? Thank you so much.